पवन सुत हनुमान की जय। सियावर रामचंद्र भगवान की जय। नमः पार्वती पतये हर 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 वक्रतुंड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभा निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। सर्वमंगलमांगल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यंबके गौरी नारायणी नमोस्तुते। तस्मै नमः परम कारण कारणाय दीप्तो ज्वलज्वलित पिंगललोचनाय नागेन्द्रहार कृतकुंडलभूषणाय ब्रह्मेन्द्र विष्णुवरदाय नमः शिवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। करारविंदे न पदारविंदम मुखारविंदे विनवेशयन्तम्। करारविंदे न पदारविंदम मुखारविंदे विनवेशयन्तम्। वतस्य पत्रस्य पुतेशयानं बालमुकुन्दं मनसा स्मरामि। श्रीकृष्ण गोविन्द हरे मुरारी हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव। श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारी हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव। श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारी हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव। हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव, हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव, हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव, हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव। वंशी विभूषित करान नवनीरदाभात, पीताम्बरादरुण बिंब फलधरोष्ठाट, पूर्णेन्दु सुंदर मुखारविंद्रनेत्र, कृष्णात् पदं किमपि तत्त्वमहं न जाने। बोले श्री कृष्ण चंद्र भगवान की जय। श्री राधे गोविंद भज मन श्री राधे, 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 श्री राधे श्री राधे, श्री राधे श्री राधे, श्री राधे गोविंद भज मन श्री राधे, श्री राधे गोविंद भज मन श्री राधे। गोविंद जय जय गोपाल जय जय, गोविंद जय जय गोपाल जय जय, राधा रमण हरि गोविंद जय जय, राधा रमण हरि गोविंद जय जय, गोविंद जय जय गोपाल जय जय, गोविंद जय जय गोपाल जय जय, राधा रमण हरि गोविंद जय जय, राधा रमण हरि गोविंद जय जय, श्री राधे गोविंद भज मन श्री राधे, श्री राधे गोविंद भज मन श्री राधे, श्री राधे श्री राधे, श्री राधे श्री राधे, श्री राधे गोविंद भज मन श्री राधे, श्री राधे गोविंद भज मन श्री राधे, ओ भज मन श्री राधे, ओ भज मन श्री राधे। गोविंद गोविंद हरे मुरारी, गोविंद गोविंद रथांगपाणे, गोविंद गोविंद मुकुंद कृष्णा, गोविंद गोविंद नमो नमस्ते। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगत्पतिं, गोपेश गोपिका कांधा राधा कांधा नमोस्तुते। बोले वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय, लक्ष्मी नारायण भगवान की जय. Very soothing, very popular bhajan. We'll sing together. प्रभु का नाम जपो मन मेरे. I see I'll come up close tonight, so I get to ask you questions, and I have to hear the answers. Huh? Oh, you move it back now. Okay. So, anybody know who sang the song originally? प्रभु का नाम जपो मन मेरे, दूर करे वही संकट तेरे. He's a very nasal guy. Mukesh. So Mukesh sang this song. But the song is saying very soothing. प्रभु का नाम जपो मन मेरे, दूर करे वही संकट तेरे. Oh Prabhu, you who gave life to me, you who have given life to me, I have forgotten you, but you, O Lord, have not forgotten me. Very beautiful. It is you who have given life to me, Prabhu, and I've forgotten you, but you have not forgotten me. Prabhu ka naam japo man mere. O Lord, from my mind, from my heart, I will sing your name. I will sing your name, and I ask your blessings. Dur kare wahi sankat tere, dur kare wahi sankat tere. Please keep away from us any form of sankat, any form of troubles and problems in our life. Let me become the vibration, O Lord, and music of the veena. Manifest yourself, O Lord and Master, and become the love in my heart. Let me sleep, rest in every musical sound, thus becoming the notes arising therefrom. It's a beautiful song, and it tells us that when we find that life is taking a toll on us, take a moment, lean back, and just hymn, mutter his name, and so much of relief comes. Mukesh? Prabhu ka naam japo man mere, dur kare wahi sankat tere. दूर करे वही संकट तेरे. हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे. प्रभु का नाम जपो मन मेरे, प्रभु का नाम जपो मन मेरे. दूर करे वही संकट तेरे, दूर करे वही संकट तेरे. हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे. प्रभु का नाम जपो मन मेरे. जीवन रैन बसेरा है, क्या तेरा क्या मेरा है. जीवन रैन बसेरा है, क्या तेरा क्या मेरा है. क्यों नैनों से नीर झरे रे, दूर करे वही संकट तेरे. हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. प्रभु का नाम जपो मन मेरे। पिंजरा जब खुल जाता है, पंछी कब रुक पाता है। पिंजरा जब खुल जाता है, पंछी सब रुक पाता है। तू इसका अब सोच करे रे, दूर करे वही संकट तेरे। हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे। प्रभु का नाम जपो मन मेरे, प्रभु का नाम जपो मन मेरे। दूर करे वही संकट तेरे, दूर करे वही संकट तेरे। हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे। प्रभु का नाम जपो मन मेरे, प्रभु का नाम, प्रभु का नाम, प्रभु का नाम जपो मन मेरे। जीवन रैन अंधेरा है, क्या तेरा क्या मेरा है। Life is a shelter for only a night. This whole life that we live is just a night in the eyes of God. What is yours and what is mine? What can we claim is ours? We fail to realize that this truth, fail to realize this truth that nothing is ours. And by the time we realize that nothing is ours, it is time to return. Pinjara jab khul jata hai, panchi kab ruk pata hai. When the cage is open, the bird flies to freedom and happiness. The soul is like that. When the body reaches its time, the soul leaves and becomes free. Think seriously of these facts. The poet is saying, Mukesh is singing to us. Think seriously of these facts of life. If you wish to have peace of mind and happiness, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Everybody can chant that. It brings a lot of peace and happiness to our lives. So yesterday we talked about a funeral ceremony. Sitaram, everybody. Hope all of you are well. And I see you're a little closer today. So I'll ask you some questions from the Katha I gave yesterday. So all of you will answer. If you're the back, Chris, you're not excused. I got to ask you, you got to put up your hand too. No? So I want to remind you, this is a learning. This is not the typical Katha that we usually have. It's a very informative, it's more information, and it's learning. So when you leave tonight, you will know that, you know what? Things have to be done. We just don't live life and dispose of the body. We care for it, and we do so with dignity. So last night we talked about the funeral. We talked about what happens at the funeral, and we talked about some totka, the things that people do at funerals and after the funerals that really was passed down to us and why we do it, like sleeping on the floor and stuff like that, and can you go outside and can you go inside. We discussed all of that last night. We talked about the pinda ceremonies, what we should do when someone dies, and so on. And we talked about some of the misconceptions as well at funeral ceremonies. We talked about, last night we talked about panchak, when somebody dies in panchak, All you need to do is talk to your Panditji about it, and Panditji will lead you into the panchak ceremony. I was preparing my Katha just now, and what I forgot to mention to you is that the panchak, of course, is the 5 inauspicious stars. You know, when somebody dies in panchak, the Panditji does a very detailed puja. But what does the Garud Puran says? Vasrantaka kriti kritva dahaye dvidipurvakam. It says, although the Panditji may perform the detailed puja, if possible, avoid doing a cremation in panchak. Avoid doing a cremation in panchak. Because it says here, the 5 constellations from Dhanishta to Revati, Dhanishta, Shadbicha, and so on, these 5 constellations, if possible, avoid doing the cremation when they are present. Why? Because it is torturous to all creatures. In the presence of these 5 planets, it's very torturous. So, and it is inauspicious for these 5 days. All rites should be performed after the panchak is over. That's the only time when there's permission to delay the cremation a bit in the presence of a panchak. But these are the rules, and we live in society. You got to understand, these are the rules, but we live in society. And you got to deal with things. Sometimes you're working with families who will not listen to you, or sometimes you work with priests who have their own ways as well. As I said last night, I'm not here to put anyone down or put anyone up. I'm here to teach you these things, and you as educated Hindus should be informed. When I looked at our online viewership last night, it was so many. We don't have that many viewers in Navratri, so people like to hear about this stuff. So that's nice, but we have to put it in practice as well. So avoid, as much as possible, avoid doing a cremation in panchak. So we finished off that thing last night, and we talked about some of the little things that people, talk about and all that. So what we'll do tonight is we'll continue. When the cremation happens, what I supposed to tell you last night as well, when we put the body in the chitta, the pyre, the Panditji prays to light the fire. You know, the fire that burns the body at cremation is not the same fire that accepts your samagri and the havan. The fire that accepts your samagri when you do puja is called Agni. And the Panditji will do Agni mi'ire porohitam yagyasya deva mritmajam hotaram ratna dhataman Sri Bhagavan Agnaye Namaha. When you do puja at your home and satsang and Jandi and so on. Agni nayas supatharai asman vishwani deva vayunani vidwan yoyojjas majahorana veno bhavishtante nam uktim vidhim. The first verse of the Rig Veda, the oldest Veda, the oldest book on this planet, is the Rig Veda. No disputes, because we only believe things when the Western university, when the Pandit tell you, don't believe. But when the Western university tell you this, like Harvard and Alice University, then we believe. All of them will tell you the oldest book on this planet is called the Rig Veda. And the first verse, the very first verse of the Rig Veda, Agni mi'ire purohitam, is dedicated to Lord Agni. First verse. Agni is purohitam. In his absence, in the presence of Agni, nothing is complete. Saturday morning, we have to do a little havan. Everybody can participate, but the Panditji will sit down and do it. Agni is purohitam. He must be present. We're looking to do something to build a little Agni thing outside, but anyways, we'll figure that out. He must be present. But that is not the Agni that will cremate the body. The Agni, the fire that will cremate the body, when the Panditji goes to the fire, what the Panditji recite? Upasanghara tasmatvam ena swargataya amritam iti kravyada bhavyam cha sharira hutimacharet. Iti kravya. The Panditji invokes a different form of the fire called kravya, because you cannot put a corpse into the same fire that you put the samagri in. It's very different. The Panditji reads the mantra, hopefully, and then Kravya, the fire appears. That fire accepts. The Panditji is a little thing. There's a lot of things that happens or should happen at a funeral that you would not even pay attention to. Or even if you pay attention to it, you may not notice because you don't know. But the Panditji bows to the fire. And after everybody pushes in the casket, over here, that's what we have to deal with. Guyana is different, but you push the casket, they cover it, everybody bows to the casket. You're not bowing to the corpse. You're not bowing to the corpse. That's a corpse. Lifeless, cannot do anything. It's a mritak. Panditji will tell you, I took Pandit Shekhar to his first West Indian funeral 2 weeks ago. Babre Bab. Oh my, what an experience for him. First West Indian funeral. I didn't do it though. That's why I said Babre Bab. So he had a taste of how, he had a taste of what he had a taste of. I won't say much. When we sit down there, he kept looking at me all the time. He said, is this how you are West Indian? I said, no, yeah, West Indian. Not this one. You're here, you hear how me chant. That's all. So I gave him a taste of his first West Indian funeral, and he was quite shocked to see it. Anyways, so the Panditji bows not to the body, everybody bows not to the body, they bow to Kravya, which is the fire, a different form of the fire. And what happens, we talked about that last night. Now what happens as well, the Garud Puran says, on the day of the cremation, one should avoid tears. How do you do that? How do you avoid tears? Why do you avoid tears? Akshupatam chakurvitam dattva daha jalanjali. This is called jalanjali. Jalanjali. What that comes from your eyes is called jalanjali. Tears. Tilanjali, till. You must avoid daha jalanjali. Why? Because the departed spirit, for every teardrop that falls, a departed soul has to consume it. Tears are very bad. The old people say, don't cry over the coffin. You all hear about that? Y'all know about that. We grew up with the old people, they tell everything. They tell you don't cry over the casket or the coffin. In general, tears, but then it's your dear one that passed away, right? You must grieve a little and cry and so on a little bit. But the soul has to consume every drop of tear. Now going back to the home, what happens? There's a little procedure that happens back home, and it varies depending on what happens. Usually they prepare some haldi, there's a little fire burning, they have the neem leaf, and they have a weapon there. A weapon as in a cutlass or a knife, and not a gun. I must specify. Tepi sansrutva gacchera gohyam bala purasaraha. There's a procedure recommended in the Garud Puran here, that at the entrance of the door, everyone must purify themselves because you've gone and witnessed a cremation. You've gone and witnessed or participated in cremation. The energies were not so uplifting. So before you come in the house, you want to make sure there's some spiritual cleansing that happens. So what happens? It is written in the Garud Puran. Before they return in the home, at the door of the house, they should chew the neem leaves. Right? We take it as spirit. They should chew the neem leaves to purify. You know why you do that? Chew the neem leaf, because the neem leaf, the neem leaf has, when you chew it, it has the ability to burn out cancerous cells. It is very cleansing. So you go there, maybe you drink water, people cry, you inhale their breath and things like that. So you chew the neem leaves to purify your mouth, right? Purify your mouth. And then what happens? You rinse them out, and then there is cow dung. It says here cow dung and till is there. It's a very specific procedure here. And then what happens? There is a stone. What do you do with the stone? They lightly place their foot on the stone before going in the home. We do it a little different generally, but these are the specific rules. It's good information. Now what happens? The ceremony is done. One of the other things I would like to talk about is when, in the case where the husband dies or the wife dies and they're alive, There's a process that happens. People request this. So let us say a husband dies and the wife is there. Last night we were chatting a little bit about this downstairs. Some people will ask you, Panditji, are you going to pull down the sindoor? Have you all ever heard that? You ever heard that? You got to pay attention to this because it's very important. So the husband is in the casket and the older folks will say, Panditji, when are we going to pull down the sindoor? And that is when, you have to be very sensitive about these things. And what I do is discuss these things in advance with people. There is no procedure in the book anywhere that you can find in the religious text. If somebody wrote it, they wrote it because anybody can write anything on the internet. And that's what you all must be careful with. People Google stuff and all these kind of things, and they say, look, Panditji, Google says it. Do you know who wrote it? I can go write stuff on Google. I can make up my own things on Google. Or I can make a website and write whatever I want. Is it correct? Get the direction from your Panditji. The one and only person that's in charge of the whole process is not anybody else, your Panditji. There's no rule written anywhere. There's nothing written anywhere that a husband should pull down the sindoor from a wife. Not permitted. It means nothing. Now, why do people do that? There's a saying that because sindoor, when you put the sindoor in your head, you get married, and if the husband dies, the wife still remains married. So I was faced with that, and I asked the people, I said, wait a minute, do you think putting on the sindoor is the only thing that makes you a married person? No. Mandapam madhuparkam cha laja homa parikrama. You have to go around the fire 7 times. What should we do? Light a fire and go around 7 times too? Mandapam madhuparkam cha. Right? The father has to give the dulaha that day madhupark, permission to get married. What do we do? Undo that? There has to be a mandapam madhuparkam cha. What do we do? Make a mandap and break it down? Laja homa, there has to be laja homa. What do we do? Reverse the laja homa? Sindoor is not the only thing that makes you married. That's the last thing that happens. So that's how we have to talk about this thing very educationally, because people are very sensitive. So Parantharas, what do you do? So what I do, I educate people. I tell them, listen, if this is the case, there is no rule to tell you have to do that. However, if it will please you and make you and bring closure to you, this word you have to learn, closure. If it will bring closure to you to have the person in the casket pull down the sindoor of the wife, if it will bring closure to you, do it. That's it. You do it. I don't have to play a part in it. I have nothing to do. I have no mantras to read. Do it if it brings closure to you. Because the last thing you want to do is don't do it and they stomp the toe and they tell you, Panditji, something happened here. So this is how we deal with situations. You educate people, and if they still insist on doing something, you says, that's on you. That's not me. So it's the reverse as well. If a woman dies and a man they would want the man to pull down the sindoor. That doesn't work. The other analogy to that is that if a dead person can pull down a sindoor and make you unmarried, it means that a dead person can put on sindoor and make you married too, right? So we have to put a lot of logic, thinking, and most importantly, be practical about our rituals, because we have to explain this to the coming generations. And if we don't do a good job on it, they'll be lost, as many people before them. So that part I didn't explain last night, but that's what it is, the whole sindoor part. They go home now, and you have to start preparing for what is called the 10-day ceremony. But before I do that, before I talk about the sindoor ceremony, I'd like to tell you a story. I'd like to tell you a story. But before I tell you that story, I would like to sing a song. So let's sing the song together. Prabhu hum pe kripa karuna, Prabhu hum पे दया करुणा, प्रभु हम पे कृपा करुणा, प्रभु हम पे दया करुणा। वैकुंठ तो हरि ने हृदय में रहा करुणा, प्रभु हम पे कृपा करुणा, प्रभु हम पे दया करुणा, प्रभु हम पे कृपा करुणा, प्रभु हम पे दया करुणा। गूंजेंगे राग बनकर वीणा की तार बन के, प्रगटों के नाथ मेरे हृदय में प्यार बन के, हृदय में प्यार बन के। हर राग नींद के धुन पर स्वर बन के उठा करना, प्रभु हम पे कृपा करना, प्रभु हम पे दया करना। नाचेंगे मोर बनकर है शाम तेरे द्वारे, घनश्याम छाए रहना बन कर के मेघ तारे, बन कर के मेघ तारे। अमृत की धार बन कर प्यासू पे दया करना, प्रभु हम पे कृपा करना, प्रभु हम पे दया करना। वैकुंठ तो हरि हैं, हृदय में रहा करुणा, प्रभु हम पे कृपा करुणा, प्रभु हम पे दया करुणा, प्रभु हम पे दया करुणा, प्रभु हम पे दया करना। बोले सियावर रामचंद्र भगवान की जय। I didn't sing these songs for ages. So Garud Puran always gives you a chance to go back into the soothing things and just like everything else, reflect upon the basics. Now, before we talk about 10-day and 13-day, why do you have to do pindas and why do you have to do tarpan and all of these things on the funeral? Because if you don't, your beloved ones who have left you will remain as a preta. Preta means ghost. They will remain a ghost. Let me ask you a question. Hello? Anybody here? Do you believe in ghosts? You don't know? You never see one yet? Raj? All right, good. One customer there? Vishal, what do you think? You ever see one? Okay. Well, the whole purpose of everything that we're doing is to graduate from the Jivatma to the Preta to the Pitri. Jivatma, Preta, Pitri. On the day of the cremation, the Panditji say, Mritak Namadheyasya. What Mritak means? The name of the dead person. Mritak Namadheyasya. But on the 13th day, they say Pitra Namadheyasya. What is the name of the Pitris? Because the intent is that they graduate to the level of a Pitri, one who is now ready to ascend, to go. They got their visa, they got their passport, ready to take off. If the right things are not done, that become a ghost. There's a story in the Garud Puran about a ghost. Let me tell you this quickly. You may want to sit next to somebody because it's kind of nothing. All right. So, what is the story? There was one in the Treta Yuga, Satyug Treta, in the second age, in the age of Bhagwan Sri Ram. There was a king by the name of Brabhruvahana. Not important to remember his name. He was a king, Brabhruvahana in the name. And he was prosperous. He lived prosperously in the city of Mahodaya. He was righteous and he was very good looking. He used to take gifts to perform sacrifices. He was rich, revered, saintly, devoted to the Brahmins, endowed with good manners, and he was sympathetic. He had all the good qualities. Powerful as he was, he protected his subjects like his own children. One day, he went to the forest to hunt. He saw a deer from the distance. He shot the deer, because that's what kings do. He shot the deer. The deer runs far away, over the streams, way past a tree. The king does not see the deer in sight anymore, but he chases after his prey. As he chases after his prey, he feels tired, because we are not strong as animals. And as he felt tired, he went under a big tree, a very big tree, and he sat there. Thirsty as he was, he drank the cool water of the pond nearby. And as he came out of the pond and he sat under the tree again, there appeared in front of him, Preta bhavo maya tyaktya praptosi paramam gatim. Preta bhavo, a dark, big ghost appeared in front of the king. The king wiped his face and said, wait a minute, who are you? Remember the story? Like Dundukari and Gokarn in the Bhagavatam? The king wiped his face and says, wait, who are you? And why do you look so sad? Imagine, he's talking to a ghost. The king said, oh, black and hideous being, you appear to be a ghost. Tell me the exact state of your facts of life willingly. Thus being asked, the ghost, Preta Uvacha. So imagine you're talking to a zombie. Preta Uvacha. Kathayapi niprashtasya sarvameva didastava pretavyo karanam shrutva dayam kartu maharhasim. The Pret says, the ghost said to him, O foremost of kings, I shall tell you everything of my life from the very beginning. Listen. And on hearing the cause of my ghosthood, it behoves you to take pity on me and help me to relieve myself of this pains. There was a city by the name of Vaidashisha, endowed with many riches. It abounds in gen of all variety. It is surrounded by villages and countries of all sorts. People are busy performing holy deeds there. It was here that I stayed in that city when I was alive, engaged in the worship of the devas, the gods. But now I am born. I was born as a Vaishya. My parents' name was Sudeva, my father's name. I prayed to the gods and I asked their blessings. I served the Brahmins. I gave charity. But unfortunately, all those gifts became utterly useless in my case. Why? Namesti santatistanam na suhrid cha bandhava na cha mitram hime tadav gavyam kuryadi vehikam. Everything that I did, it was waste. The king says, what? You pray to God, you give charity. How did that go to waste? Namesti santanistata. I had no children. Nacha mitram hime yataha. I had no friends. When I died, no one performed my shrad ceremonies. When I died, no one performed my shrad ceremonies. So that is like you have a destination to go to. You know where you're going. You pack your clothes. You pack your bags. You got your water bottle. You get everything set up. But then you have no passport. And if you have a passport, you don't have a visa to go. Like many people who bought tickets to India to go, and right now they're wondering what are they going to do with their ticket. There's no visa. Thanks to your Prime Minister. Namesis, I had no friends, nobody. When I died, they left me. They abandoned me. And I had no one to perform my final rites. As such, O excellent king, my ghosthood appears to be permanent. This story comes from the book. Very nice. Pretavyam suritam tena mama jatam nupoptumaha. Ekadasham. Not the Ekadasha, not the 10-day, 12-day ceremony. Pratibhasyami chanyami ebhyam shraddhani shodashaha. The shraddhas, like the 12-day ceremony, the 13-day ceremony, Trayoda Shrad, all those ceremonies, the Varshik Shrad, the monthly pindas, which we'll talk about today, none of those were done in my name. As such, O king, I have become a preta. I have become a ghost. It is very important. Shrad is not something that you play with. It is not something that you learn on. Any of my students, I tell them, before you go to do a funeral, whether a burial or a cremation, you have to be 100%. You have to be 100% because, you know, when, like the karya, the performer, has to be like this. Last night I told you about the code. If you're punching the wrong code too many times, it will lock you out of anything. If the very words that are coming out of the priest's mouth has to connect you to your creator, but the words are broken, they are wrong, they are mispronounced, what happens? That's how important it is. That's why when I take Panditji, he was looking at me all the time. Because there's a lot of work to be done in the priesthood, but that's not my role tonight. No one performed my Shrad ceremony. Well, the king realized this, and the king says, wait a minute. Well, how it is? How do ghosts originate even? Apart from the Shrad, or the Pret says. Imagine the Pret is telling him now, O excellent king, Devadravyam cha brahmastvam sriyabala dhanaschayam na haranti niprashishta preta yoni vrajanti tehe. Our karmas as well. In the Bhagavatam, Dundukari performed the Shrad for his brother. There's an opposite story. He performed the Shrad for his brother, but the Shrad was not strong and powerful enough to take his brother up to the heavens to become a Pitri because of how much sins his brother had committed. So both sides of the stories, you can perform all the puja, but if your karmas are so bad, you're not going anywhere. So the Pret says, well, O excellent king, here's how a person becomes a ghost. When Deva Dravyam cha Brahmastvam, when we steal from people, when we steal from the Brahmana, when we steal the wealth from people, when we steal wealth from the temple, when we steal the property of others, when we earn in an ill way, rob people and things like that. That's what it means. When you take things that doesn't belong to you, those who indulge in lustful activities, forbidden activities, they are the ones who become ghosts. Those who steal, those who perform ninda. Ninda means bad mouthing, say bad things about people. Generally here, it's a lot of things, but it all comes down to your karmas. Whatever negative karmas you perform, maybe shrad is done for you, but your karmas are so negative, you will not ascend. Your soul remains on this earth as a ghost. As a ghost. So, question is, are there ghosts? Of course there are ghosts. They're all over the place. They love to live in big trees. There's a tree called the tamarind tree. You know the tamarind tree? Ghosts love to live in the tamarind trees. In South India, most of the temples have a tamarind tree in Kumakonam places. They have a tamarind tree in front. Why? Because the pisachas, the ghosts, they want a place to live, and they live there. So the king says, well, how can we free you? How can we free the ghost? What has to be done? And then there is a procedure here, Preta Uvacha, procedure here in the Garud Puran. Shrinu Rajendra Sanchepa Adhitim Narayanatmakam Satchananja Shravanam Vishnu Puja Sajjana Sangati Preta Yoni Vinayasya Bhavantipti Maya Shrutam Ato Vashyamite Vishnu Pujam Pretva Nanishyanihim. He says there is a procedure. Make a murti of the Lord, a murti of Bhagwan Vishnu. This thing is specified here. Take a piece of gold and make an idol of Lord Narayan with it. An idol of Lord Narayan with it. In this temple, you see all the smaller murtis that are here, what you may call brass murti. They are called panchaloha murtis. They are not brass murtis. All the smaller ones you see in front, they're called panchaloha murtis. They're made with 5 types of metals. One of the metals, the goldsmith, whoever it is in South India, you go, you show them what you want, and you take your gold, your silver, your copper, your brass, and what the metals, and they melt it all together, make a mold, and they make these murtis. One of the ingredients is gold. That's why these murtis, they don't require steel wool and whatever, polishing and things like that. They cannot rust. It says here, make an idol of Lord Narayan with gold. We also have in this temple, one of the cutest murtis is a little Bhagwan Vishnu like this. He's made with pure silver. For the record, that is my murti. You all do puja to him today? Okay. So I brought him in the temple during Shravan month. He is so handsome, pure silver, and there's a lot of virtue. You have to worship that along with the saligram for certain things. If he's not here, he's at my home because that is my murti. I tell Pandit every day. Anyway, yeah. So I just tell Ali publicly, it's my murti. Just in case. Just in case. Make the murti of the Lord. Perform the puja to it. There's a specific way here. Perform the shrad ceremony. Do Lord Narayan puja. Do shrad karma. Get 13 Brahmins. Give them gifts of clothing. And a whole bunch of things are prescribed here. In other words, the rituals are very important to be performed when someone dies. Extremely important. I don't care how non-religious you are. If you're a Hindu, because in most cases, people are Hindus 2 times. When they get married and when they die. The wedding part is the camera, and the death part is out of whatever. Get a Panditji, perform the Shrad ceremony. And if you as Hindus know someone dies and they refuse to do Shrad Karma Pinda Shrad, you do your best as an educated Hindu to find somebody and help them. I can tell you so many stories. We have done Shrad for people who don't even know that Shrad was done for them. You won't believe what this temple has done for people. People who have, their busy lives and they come and want to go back and things like that. We have done things for them that they don't even know Shrad was done for their. They don't care about doing it, but we do it for them. Without a fixed cost, without nothing done. That's the kind of work we do, but you can't broadcast all these things because people say you boast. But it's good karmas to do these things for people. Do Shrad, do not shy away from it. It is the last rites you can do for your beloved ones. Now, the funeral is finished. The soul is lingering now. What do you do after that? Is your rites finished there? What do you do after that? Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murari He Nath Narayan Vasudeva Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murari He Nath Narayan Vasudeva 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 Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murari He Nath Narayan Vasudeva Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murari Bhagya dete deshasyatum Tritayena Yamanugaha Tuyante hi chaturkena savya punya javiyati Ahoratrostum navarbhim deshe nismati yanmata Shirasyadhena pindena pretasya kriyate tatha Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murari He Nath Narayan Vasudeva Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murari He Nath Narayan Vasudeva He Nath Narayan Vasudeva He Nath Narayan Vasudeva Bole Shri Krishna Chandra Bhagavan ki. Funeral is finished. The home remains. What is the impure period called? What are you in that time? You are a Sutak. Sutak. You are a Sutak. Last night we explained what a Sutak is, and I clarified this question. Sister Omar, Raj, and the family and so on, they recently lost their mother a few months ago, so this is very fresh for them. Sutak means during the period of Shrad, you are impure until the 13th day. Last night I explained, you're not supposed to hug people, you're not supposed to kiss people, you're not supposed to bow to people, you're not supposed to cook food for people, because you are in an impure period. It is not recommended. However, that is a time people find that it is okay to hug and grieve. So you're in that period of Sutak. What happens now? The soul, the Atma is lingering around. Now, let me ask you the ultimate question. You have to do a 10-day ceremony. The person died. When do you start counting to do the 10-day ceremony? So you laugh, you know? Okay, good. So when do you start to count to do the 10-day ceremony? Anybody know? What is it? Very good. What is the day after cremation? That is the first day. Very good. So people can say, Palaji, we not come from the day of death, we come from the day of creation. Well, it's good, you come from the day of creation, but from the day of creation to the next day is called one day. You do not include that day as a day. Because if a baby is born today, let me ask you this. If a baby is born today, and I come and ask you, how old is the baby? What you going to tell me today? Baby's a newborn. Baby is born this morning, I come this afternoon. How old is the baby? Baby newborn, born today. But if I come tomorrow and I ask you, how old is the baby? What you going to tell me? Baby is 1 day old. Similarly, when a person is cremated, you count from the next day. So today Thursday, tomorrow is day 1. This is extremely important for you to know, because it's not done like that today. Tomorrow is day one. Why is it so? Because according to Garud Puran, from after the day of death, you do your 6 pinda there, you have to now do 10 pindas every day after the death. That's what it's called Dash Gatra. Dash Gatra means you go to 10 ghat. You know what ghat is? It's like there's a trench here, but a bridge comes out here now to sit and to dip water. You have to go in the ghat every day, 10 different places, and you have to do 1 pinda each. That's called Dash Gatra. You cannot do that, Dash Gatra, if you're starting to count from the day of the cremation. Right? The logic is there. In Canada, we cannot do that. It is not practical to go Dash Gatra. So the second way, because we have to practice our dharma according to Deshriti, the comforts or the convenience of the country you live in. So the soul now is lingering. Soul is there. After the third day, you after something called Doodh Muhi. Doodh Muhi means boiled rice with sugar or honey, a little till you place outside. The soul starts to have an appetite. You start to become purified as well. On the 10th day now, the Panditji offers 10 pindas. That is what we do here. Why do we offer 10 pindas? Because the body has been cremated. The physical body has been cremated. But that is not the only body. When we drink the water, Keshavaya Namah Swaha, Madhavaya Namah Swaha, Narayana Namah Swaha, we are purifying 3 bodies. Sthula Sharir, Karan Sharir, और तृतीया क्या है पंडित जी? स्थूल शरीर, कारण शरीर, सूक्ष्म शरीर. I'm just testing you. I know what it is. Just want to let you know that. I know, but I just wanted to make sure you know. स्थूल शरीर, कारण शरीर और सूक्ष्म शरीर. We all of us have 3 bodies. स्थूल शरीर, casual, a physical body. This is the physical body. Touch and feel, स्थूल शरीर. Karan Sharir is a casual body. Anybody here, I always give you this example. Anybody here see Doctor Strange? The young people? You didn't see Doctor Strange? You should watch it. It's everything Hindu. Marvel. If you're a fan of Marvel, you have to watch it. Watch Doctor Strange, part 1. It's so beautiful. It's all Hindu. All Hindu about Doctor Strange. I want to give you a story. But when Doctor Strange, he was a brain doctor. A brain doctor? Okay. He was a brain doctor. He's a neurosurgeon. Right. So I know, I'm just testing if you know. He was a neurosurgeon. Very talented. But anyways, at one point of the movie, he went and studied in a particular place, and he came back and he was injured. And he came out of his body, and his doctor friend saw the casual body coming. And the doctor friend was like, "What is this? Your body's here, but you're here." He said, or what we call aerial body. His casual body came out and witnesses the doctor doing surgery on his physical body. This is done by Marvel. This is all Hinduism. That whole movie is all Hinduism. You got to watch it, Doctor Strange. So we have Sthul Sharir, Karan Sharir, Sukshma Sharir. The physical body, casual body, and the aerial body. Now, when we die, we cremate the physical body. This is the body. Bade bhagya manush tan pava sur durlabh sab grantha hi gava sadhan dham moksha kar dwara pai na jehi paralok savara. There is no lok up here and below that you can find a body like this. None. No place. Our scriptures talk about that. But this body has been cremated. The purpose of this body is sadhan dham moksha kar dwara. Whatever you do to this body, let me tell you, the single purpose of this body is sadhan dham. Sadhana dham moksha. You know sadhana? Sadhana does not mean Sunday morning Suraj Dar and then Monday bar. No. It doesn't mean Suraj Dar in the morning and bar in the afternoon. That's not sadhan dham. Sadhana means you've dedicated this body solely for the purpose of sadhana. as a prasad to the Lord. This body, just like you offer your mango and banana, you must offer this body as a prasad to the Lord. And for this body to be a prasad, it has to be pure. Let me tell you, there are places that you go, temples that you would go to in this world. In India, here, we don't do that. In India, you go, they will not allow you to go in front of the Lord, to touch the Lord. They will not allow you to walk up to the pedestal. They will not allow you to go in certain places in the sanctum. You have to stay from a distance and watch the Lord. Very long distance. Anybody, if you went to Tirupati Balaji, that is one of the places. Tirupati Balaji as a dham. Bhagwan is there. If you say God is not there, go to Tirupati Balaji. You go there, you have to stand from a distance and watch. Well, no, depends how much money you pay. Because if you pay your 200 Canadian to go to the 3:30 a.m. darshan, you'll get a VIP darshan. Beautiful. You stand up and you view the Lord and so on. But they never ever allow you to go and touch the murti, put flower in the murti like we do. Never ever. Because those places, that is one of the things that keeps the energy of the God, the energy of the Lord. Because, you know why they do that? Because only the Brahmins will go and the Pandajis will go and bathe and clean the murti and things. Nobody else will go and touch it. Because this body is a prasad. It is an offering to Bhagwan. When we bow down in front of the Lord, you have to be deserved of that opportunity to bow down. You have to offer this body to Bhagwan as a prasad. But this body, remember? Morning time dhar, evening time bar. After Aarti, party. That's the rule of the human life. I'm not criticizing anybody. I'm just saying that's not the... I mean, you don't go with the stuff that you have parked outside in the parking lot there. You don't go put mud water in the car tank. Do you do that? You don't go put diesel in a gasoline engine car. Why? No. Okay, this got to function properly. Premium fuel we got to put in. Because you want premium performance. This here is the premium of all premiums. What are we putting in is the question. I don't have to be graphic about things. You have to. We have to live our lives, people. All of us have to live your lives. I don't expect everybody to be a pandit, but at least care for this body. Because this is the prasad. When you don't have a banana or a mango, offer this to Bhagwan. But this body has been burnt. And the soul has to make its journey. The soul can't go by itself. The soul has to go back to Bhagwan or wherever, go down to Narak as well. The soul cannot do so by itself. So what has to happen now? You have to form what is called Karan Sharir. Second form of body. Astral body you have to form. So the Panditji sits with the Shrota and they perform this ceremony. This is a very, very technical piece of work. It cannot be done by anybody. You have to observe fasting, as I always tell people. When you're doing puja, there are three things that has to be pure among there's four, but I focus on three. The kala, the time has to be pure. You just don't do puja any time of the day. The Panditji sets your puja when it has to be done. Because when it's, you know this thing, when something is done at the right place and at the right time, magic happens. Kala Shuddhi. Kala Shuddhi. The time has to be appropriate. Karya Shuddhi. Karya means a performer. Performer has to be pure. Right? Performer has to be pure. You can't just go sit down there and expect magic to happen by the Panditji. You have to be pure. Let's put aside the ritual aside for now. When you go to the hospital and they suspect that you have to do a surgery, what do? Stop giving you all foods. No solids, no liquids going in your body, and just pushing the thing in your veins on and water going. That's it. No food is given to you, no water is given you to drink. As soon as they suspect that you have to do a surgery, no food. That's a medical perspective. Medically, they're telling you for us to operate on you and to bring you fruitful results, your body has to be in a certain condition. Similarly, Spiritually, your body has to be in a certain condition when you are performing the work of God. It is not an easy thing to be spiritually elevated, but it is rewarding. It is beautiful. So first thing has to be pure. Kala Shuddhi, the time. Karya Shuddhi, the performer has to be pure. The Panditji and the person sitting as well has to be pure. So we always encourage them, don't eat onion and garlic, don't eat chunky food, only eat vegetarian food, bland food, because those are the things that keep you stable and firm and stuff like that. It is not easy for people who are not vegetarian, but you make a sacrifice. When you sit down, you get the benefits of your Shrad ceremony. Kala Shuddhi, time. Karya Shuddhi, the performer. And Mana Shuddhi, that will give you purity of mind as well. Mana Shuddhi. Number 4, Vakya Shuddhi. Vakya Shuddhi. Whatever is coming out of the Panditji's mouth has to be pure. So you got pure man sitting down there, fast. The time is very pure. But then the mouth start to open and see a gibberish come out. Not going to work. Not going to work. We encourage all our Pandit brothers to do the right thing, take training. It's never too late to learn. All my life I'm learning. I'm still learning. Every day I learn something new, because this is a never-ending process. What comes out of your mouth and how it comes out is very important to help you to elevate. When they sit there now to do the Pindadan, the Panditji starts. He reads a Sankalp for every Pinda. This is the proper way, and it must be done like that. He reads a Sankalp for every Pinda. What is the purpose of Pinda? Bhagwadena deha swayutritena yamunagaha triptyanti hi chaturtena swayamanushya jivati ahoratrestu navabhirdehu nipashtiti mamapnuyat shiradhyayena pindena pretasya kriyate tatham dvitiyena start pinda now dvitiyena tu karnakshi nasikam tu samasata galansa bhuja javayasya tripiyena tathakramat chaturthena, the fourth pinda, chaturthena cha pindena nabhilinga guda tatha janu jhanga tata pado panchamena tu sarvadam. And it goes on and on. It tells you the purpose of these pindas. So the body is born, you got to create a new body now. So what do you use to create the body? Pinda. Pinda means, the literal meaning of pinda is that which feels like the skin. That which feels like the skin. Let me ask you a question. What do you use to make the pinda? Rice? What kind of rice? Huh? White rice? Good? We're going good? How do you prepare the rice? You boil it. You do not grind it. It has to be edible. And I'm sure none of you here eat raw grind rice. It tastes nice, raw rice, nice to eat. But that's beyond the point. It has to be boiled to the texture of consumption. This is how technical this thing is. Boiled to the texture of consumption. So when you touch it, it has the touch of a skin. That is what the word pinda means. That which feels like the skin. Because you're going to use that now to form the body of your mother, your father, your husband, your brother, whoever it is that died for you. When you offer the first pinda, why you offered it? By offering the first pinda, the head is formed of the preta. The head of the preta, not the pitri, the head of the preta is formed. Then, dvitiyena tu karnakshi, by the second pinda, the ears, the eyes, and the nose are formed. By the third pinda, the neck, shoulder, arms, and chest. When I die, them pindas have to be big, because you see these biceps, they are so powerful. I want nice big round pindas to represent the bulk of my shoulders. Understand? hope they have enough rice. I shouldn't put any demands. But who knows? Maybe I'll swinge by then. Those online, we were having a laugh in the temple here. You gotta relax a little bit, all right? But too much a joke make old man choke, you know. So, yeah, you can't laugh too much. Anyways, yes. The second pinda, the ears, the eyes, the nose, the third, the neck, the shoulder, the arms, and chest. By the fourth pinda, the navel and the genital are formed. By the fifth pinda, the thigh and the calves are formed. Oh boy, yeah, big thighs and big calves. By the sixth, all the vital organs are formed. By the seventh, the nerves are formed. By the eighth, the teeth is formed and the hair is formed. If you have bald hair, you get brand new hair. If you don't have teeth, you get brand new teeth. This is a beautiful thing. Brand new hair, brand new teeth. By the ninth, the blood is given back into the system. And by the 10th, fullness is achieved. Fullness is achieved. You're taking a new birth here. A new body is given to you. Naya Sharir. Very new body is given to you. By the 10th, fullness is achieved. Deshamena tu purnatvam. And the mantras are here actually. Dutiyena tu karnakshi nasikam tu samasadaha. Everything is here. What happens? Fullness is achieved. Hunger is satisfied. Now, Bhagwan Vishnu is saying, now that the 10 pindas are offered, the full body is completed. At the end of the ceremony, those of you who have performed it, you'll find that they will bring all the pindas together at the end of it, and they'll mash it up together like this on the 10th day. And symbolically, what they'll do, they'll make 2 eyes, a mouth and a nose, and put tulsi on it, and some other things, till and so on. And on the head, you'll take kush grass, because the kush grass, kush malay stito brahma, kush madhe janadhanam, kushagre shankaro deva, kush rajan namostute. You have to make new body, plant kush grass on the head, and then it is all tied together in a cloth. That's our tradition. They do angarnyas with it, touch the various parts of the body, because it's a very emotional thing, you know. The Panditji tell you what to do. Because now the people hold, whoever it is that performs the Shrad holds, you know, your father, your mother, your husband, they were so big and powerful and strong, but they're all reduced now to a handful of boiled rice. Right? Boiled rice. And what the Panditji will do, they will do angarnyas. They will take it and let that newly formed body, casual body, experience Vang me asyastu, naso me pranuastu, akshnur me chakchurastu, karno me shrotamastu, bahur me balamastu, urvo me ujastu, arishtani me angani, tanustanva me sahasantu. They let them experience your vital pranic energy. You want them to go with some love and emotion. And as Madhavacharya says, you know, when you're picking up the pinda, we always let them bow to it, put it to the heart. Because when you were little, that is what your parents did to you. They always used to hug you and kiss you and caress you. And this is the time when you return that to them. They place the pinda on the shoulder. They take 7 steps towards the north direction. That is taking, literally taking your preta, your beloved one, to the heavenly platform. In the right way, if you live in places where there is a stream, like in Guyana, when I grew up in Guyana, so when we did Dashgatra, we don't do it at the home, we do it at the seawall or back trench or the river. So when they put that there, they walk straight into the water and they put it there. So what we do, we have a thali, we put the Ganga Jal inside, and they place the pinda in there symbolically to let it flow and become one with our Paramatma. So beautiful this thing is. So beautiful is our rituals. If you understand what you're doing, then you will enjoy doing these beautiful things. You will enjoy doing it. But the Lord says that is not the end. Our responsibilities do not end there. That happens on the 10th day. Now let me give you some myth. Some of the myths. Bhojan is prepared on the 10th day in the home. You're permitted to cook food in the home. And it is permitted to eat and thing. Still the Panditji should not eat. Other people can. So there's a story where people will say, my daddy, he been proper like so-and-so food. And the food can be very different. It's not dal rice, bhaji, baigan, and coconut choka. It can be other things. Or my sister had like this, my mother had like this. So they may want to cook a whole bunch of things, non-vegetarian things. I want to tell all of you this. You should never subscribe to that stuff. Vegetarian food is a spiritual food. If you're a wrestler and whatever it is, and you need certain muscularity to do things, then you got to do what you got to do. But if you walk from here and go push some paper there, whatever it is, for a spiritual life, vegetarian food is absolutely recommended. This got nothing to do with sin and non-sin. We know this. Vegetarian food, easily digested, if eat properly, it is good for your spiritual growth. That's a myth because, that even like this kind of fish or something like that, people try to cook it. I said, no. That's when I'm there. You can do whatever you want when I'm not there. But I'm instructing you, cook sattvic bhojan for religious functions. I think all of you know that now. And don't give any alcoholic drinks and things to anybody. They don't care about that stuff. The physical body is made to do those things. But when you've gone into the priesthood and you want to become a pitri, you cannot have the presence of those things there. So the 10-day ceremony has happened, and in some cases, not in all cases, in some cases people keep every night awake. It is very challenging for people who are not committed to the temple. One of the things I do, as you know, I'm very blunt about certain things. Like people who have served community, people who have served temples, who have helped people, and have connections and have done good work. You cross an ocean for them, right? You go, you sing bhajans and things like that. You reorganize your life to help them because they have done good for humanity. There are many who, and I'm not criticizing anybody. I'm just saying, all of you who are Hindus, affiliate yourself with a temple. Be proud to say, this is my temple. You don't have to go every day and every week, whatever it is, but I come to my temple. Bani Shankar Mandir is my temple. Vishnu Mandir is my temple. Raman is my temple. Whatever Mandir is my temple, you must have an affiliation with your temple, a close affiliation, because one day you will need the help of that temple. And we don't do things for money. We do things, if you do things for money, then there is a price to it. If you do it with love, it is priceless. Right? We go above and beyond to support people who are affiliated with the dharma, with the culture, and things like that. If you're not, you will notice there's a lot of kirtan group. You can pay them any money to come and sing at your home. But I tell you what, it is very important for those, for the time of cremation to the 13th day, it's very important to have something of religious things happening in your home. You know why? Here's why. Because when we are alive, this physical sthula sharir is made to enjoy the niceties and the noise of music. You like our kind of music. But when you become a preta, you are thirsty to hear his name. The Atma, the soul becomes thirsty to listen to the name of Bhagwan. The soul is craving to hear Gita. The soul is craving to hear Bhagavatam. The soul is craving to hear bhajans and kirtans. So that's why you have to live a good life with community, so that when in time of need, your community will respond to you. Community will respond to you. It's very important to have a quality relationship with your temple and your priest, because they will cross rivers for you and climb mountains for you. That's how important it is. Get a temple. I'm not telling you to get out. Whoever it is, wherever you live, have a family priest and have a temple that you can call your home. Because you think you may never need them, time will come when you will need. So during those days, every night, it is recommended to the best of your ability. If even nobody comes, put on Hanuman Chalisa, put on some bhajans, YouTube, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudeva, whatever it is. Trambakam Yajamahe, Sugandhim Pushti Vardhanam, Urva Rukme Vandana, Mrityur Mokshayamamritat. You know the power of that mantra? Mrityur Mokshayamamritat. Let the death attain mrityu, right? You have something happening. If you're fortunate to have a pandit, good for you. If not, play some bhajans and some kirtans, observe silence as well. Now comes the 13th day. What happens on the 13th day? I'll hover over this a little bit because I want to get on to something quickly. What is the difference between 12th and 13th day? There's always a bit of an argument. And I tend to take this one a little lightly because both of them are correct. What is the difference between 12th and 13th day? The 12th and the 13th day, on the 12th day according to Garud Puran, is when the 16 pindas are done. And on the 13th day is when the Gita part is done. Right? That's the way it is done. 12th day, Pindadanam, 13th day, the Gita part. Now, you will hear in the communities another myth as well that, we are Brahman people, so we have to do 12th day, or we are Kshatriya, we have to do 13th day. It has nothing to do with caste. When you're dead, you go back in the earth that the king goes into, or your ash goes into the river. Beggar and king all then go the same way. God has nothing to do with anything. Caste, creed, nothing. However, the difference between the 12th day and the 13th day is that for convenience, depending on where you live and so on, people do both of them in one day. Either the 12th day, they do the pindas early in the morning, and after that, they do the Gita part. There's nothing wrong with that. And on the 13th day as well, they do the pindadan in the morning, and then after that, they do the Gita part. There's nothing wrong with that as well. As long as it is done before 12 noon. Because according to Garud Puran, on the 13th day at 12 o'clock, the soul starts to make its journey. And we're going to talk about the journey to Yam, the journey to the god of death, Yamraj. If you'd ask my opinion, Panditji, if I have to choose one day, which would you choose? Which would I choose? I would choose the 13th day for both of them. Circumstances prevent people because of whatever it is, but I would choose the 13th day. But I thought it's important for you to know the difference between 12 and 13th day. It has nothing to do with caste, with Brahman, not like that. Just how it is. Now, after the 13th day, ceremony is done. Dan is given to the Brahmanas. Pujas are done on the 13th day in the morning. 16 pindas are offered. This is because the soul has to travel to 16 cities. And the Panditji will read a sankalp for everyone and call the name of the cities. Duk Bhavanpur, Shaila Bhavanpur, all of them he calls. And the pindas are offered. After the Pinda, Gita ceremony must be done. Sunday morning we're doing Gita as well. At least a little bit of the Gita is read to bring purification. And Dan is given, Dakshina is given to the best of your ability. You can't skimp, you have to give to the best of your ability. Because Dan is very important. Tomorrow night we'll talk about Dan and Tarpan. It's very important to do that to the best of your ability. And again, there is a large discussion in community today. Unfortunately, these things are argued on social media where people cannot sit and discuss intelligently. I want to encourage all of you to do one thing. The purpose of social media is exactly what it is. Social media. That's what it is. Socialize. The minute we're going to start to put Tarpan Bidhi and all these things on write it up, it's not a place to do it. It just is very misleading because people come, Panditji, so this Pandit put up this thing here, he said for trauma west, what? We say, you gotta ask the Pandit that. Right? But you can't do that on social media because somebody else see, they put a comment and then somebody, it's just a big conflagration. Socialize, that's what it's for, socialize. The point I was gonna make is that 13th day is done. No, that's not the point I'm going to make. I forgot the point I'm going to make. But I guess what I want to say is that the 13-day ceremony is done. Then now you have to start the monthly Pinda Danam. Monthly Pinda Danam is extremely important as well. Why? Because as the Garud Puran tells us, We have a few minutes more. We're going to tell you why you have to do monthly pindas. Monthly pindas is important for the soul. As the soul now is going, the soul now has a lot of thinking that it is doing. There's an old bhajan that tells us, let's sing this bhajan together as we give thanks to Bhagwan. नाम हरि का जप ले बंदे. Anybody know this song? फिर पीछे पछताएगा. Who did you hear sing it? Very good. You got to learn, all the children, everybody, you have to learn our bhajan singers. You have to know who's Mirabai. Everybody know who's Mirabai? You know who's Mirabai? Okay. You know who's Surdas? You know who's Kabir Das? These are Hindu poets who sang beautiful bhajans. Payoji Maine, Ramaratan Payo. Who wrote that? Mirabai. So you got to learn these simple things. I know we're busy with the Western world, but this song was sung by Anup Jalota. And when I was a child, I really fell in love with it. And it is telling us, Naam Hari ka japale bande, phir piche pachtaega. Waha se kya tu aaya bande, yaha se kya le jayega. Mutti band se aaya, jag mein haath phasa le jayega. We have come with nothing. We're going only with our karmas. We came with our mutti. A baby came crying like this, our hands closed. Or we're going with our hands empty. A very beautiful old song. नाम हरि का जप ले बंदे, फिर पीछे पछताएगा. नाम हरि का जप ले बंदे, फिर पीछे पछताएगा रे, फिर पीछे पछताएगा. तू कहता है मेरी काया, काया का गुमान क्या, चांद सा सुंदर ये तन तेरा, मिट्टी में मिल जाएगा, फिर पीछे पछताएगा. नाम हरि का जप ले बंदे, फिर पीछे पछताएगा रे, फिर पीछे पछताएगा. बालापन में खेला खाया, आई जवानी मस्त रहा, बूढ़ापन में रोग सताए, खात परा पछताएगा, फिर पीछे पछताएगा. नाम हरि का जप ले बंदे, फिर पीछे पछताएगा रे, फिर पीछे पछताएगा. हरि बोल हरि बोल, 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 हरि बोल हरि बोल. बोले श्री कृष्ण चंद्र भगवान की. The Panditji now instruct the judgeman that after death happens, when we are born, we are given the name according to the nakshatra we are born under, which means the planet we are born under. But when we die, we observe the rites according to the tithi that you cremate under, the date that you cremate under. Very unique. You're born under something, but you die under something else. The Panditji now gives the family, hopefully, some instructions what to do monthly. And these instructions involve making a pinda, offering some bhojan, keeping some fast, offering some water and things like that. As the Atma now goes, the soul has to go to 16 different cities to pay for its deeds or to reap the rewards of its deeds. This thing is real, right? As the soul is going now, Tatrayapya Puram Gachan Putra Potreti Cha Bhruvan Haheti Kridante Nityam Swakritam Dushkritam Smaram Ashtadasho Dine Taksham Tatpuram Paptu Yadaso Pushpa Bhadra Nadi Yadra Nyakrodha Priyadarshana. He goes to Yam, the soul is going to the god of death, Yama. Tomorrow evening you have to come. I'll explain to you Yamdev, the Tarpan process, and how important it is. The soul is going to Yama and the soul is crying, painfully remembering his own deeds. Because if you have not done good in life, this is not the only life we have to live, people. There's a life beyond this. This is a stage that we have come to do a little performance to win the God's blessings. He's remembering his deeds. He reaches the city, and there Pushpabhadra river is there, and then the deity is there would ask, Masika Pinda. Masika Pinda Mashnati. How important it is. Masikam Pindano Nati Tata Sauri Puram Vrajet Vrajaneyam Pralapyante Mudgarahati Papidate. Here on the earth, whatever is given by their children every month, the rice balls, etc., due to affection or kindness, that they will have to eat. That he will have to eat. And if nothing is giving, then there are sufferings of the Atma. Anyways, I don't want to be too graphic. I'll just tell you, if you don't eat, what happens. And then they ask, the soul will cry, Jala shayo nipakritamaya tada manushyate pashum gripte hitarya gochar kritam sharira nistara yatvaya kritam. Jalashayo means a well. The questions are asked to the soul. What good have you done? What good have you done on this earth? Have you helped to build a well? When the husband and wife are boy and girl getting married, or whoever's getting married, one of the things they make a commitment to do is community service. Long ago, the vows have it, Tirtha Vratovratana Yagyadanam, that you should help to do community service. They ask a question here. Did you construct a well for satiating the thirst of people? You can translate that to, have you given people a little water to drink? Have you ever given somebody a little bit of water to drink? Buy them a little coffee? Right? Last night somebody asked me, find it harder, what you use for the cough? You got a cough. It's been 4 weeks, dry cough. So what you use for the cough? Mr. What do you think? For the cough? I'm drinking lots and lots of coffee. Because coffee rhymes with cough. But they didn't get the joke, and they said that coffee not good for cough. I said, okay. Anyways, I try to be funny, but nobody listens to my jokes, man. Did you offer some water to people? There's a king named Jangama rules in that city who can assume any shape at will, and out of fear of that king's frowns, he eats the rice balls. Whatever is offered to him or the soul in that time, they consume. The soul cries. Neither daily gifts were given, nor pastures made for people. No sacred books were given by me to others. Right? No charity was done. No Puranas were listened by me. Now, O body, you suffer the acts of your omission. And then they go to Nagindra Bhavan, another city, having eaten the rice balls that they're prepared for them. And they talk, anyways, what he says here. As he goes forward, he laments being struck with a sword, "O fool, what am I?" and so on. Then they ask questions there. What virtue have you taught in this world? How many people have you led astray versus how many people have you elevated? Punishment is given there or reward is given there. The soul cries, "Have I given gifts? Have I poured oblations into the fire?" The Garud Puran tells us in the Pitru Tarpanam, "Kavyavadandalastripatam idam jalam tasmai swadha namaha." Saturday morning, when all of you who have registered sit down to perform the Shrad ceremony, one of the things we'll do is say, "Kavyavadandalastripatam idam satilam jalam tasmai swadha namaha. Somas tripitam idam satilam jalam tasmai swadha. Aryama tripitam idam satilam jalam tasmai swadhanama." Your pitris, they have different levels of pitrihood. Those who have not offered anything into the fire. Every year we have Mahamrityunjay 24 hours. How many come for that? Have you ever done Havan in your life? The Garud Puran says sometimes the only thing a person offers to the fire in their life is their corpse when they die. That's the only thing they offer to the fire, is the corpse of the body when they die. When one does such a thing, it's not good, my friends. We have to do a little Havan and so on in our life. When the temple invites you in your home, do it to the best of your. Have you done any oblations into the fire? Have you done any penance? Maya na dattam na hutam hutashane, tapona taptam himashayla guhrave, tapona taptam tapasya. Nasevitam gangamaho mahajalam shariram hi nistara yatvam kritamaha. Have you taken a bath in the Ganga? Have you gone to places of pilgrimage? How many places do we go in life? Today we're boasting so much how many countries we have visited. I say that's very great. Go to as many countries as you want, but when you go there to have fun, Google, is there a Hindu temple that I can visit here? You know, all the places that you go on this planet where there's fun and sun, there is a Hindu temple there. There's a Hindu temple there. Have you gone to places of pilgrimage? Well, and then na jnana margo, na cha yoga margo, na karma margo, na cha bhakti margo, na sadhu sangat kritam maya sharira, he nistara yatva kritam. Have you followed yoga marga? Have you jnana margyo na cha yoga margyo? Have you at least read the Gita a little bit in your life? The soul is asked when he goes to these different cities. Jnana marg, have you cultivated Hindu knowledge? Na cha yoga marga, have you learned about yoga? Atha yoga anushashanam, yogas chitti vritti nirodha. Right? Have we learned a little bit about yoga or yoga? Not the physical thing alone, but the union of the body, of the mind, of the senses, of everything that you have to become one. Have you done that? Na jnana yoga, na cha yoga marga. Na karma marga, na cha bhakti marga. Have you done karma yoga and bhakti yoga as well? There are 4 pathways to God. Jnana yoga, study the scriptures. Karma yoga, do good things. Bhakti yoga, which is offering your devotions. So many yogas. Bhagavad Gita has all the yogas. Take up one of them. Become a devotee. Become a sevak, a servant. Do some sadhana. The soul is asked, have you done any of this? Well, on the 5th month he goes on to Karyapur, and the questions are asked there and so on. Well, where is the mother? Where is your father? Where is the wife? Where are your sons? Where are your children? Are they praying for you now? When they go to the fifth month, are they praying for you? Last night I spoke about this. Our Hindu people, when somebody dies, most people, they refrain from all prayerful activities and they indulge in all tamasic activities. Paraji, we can't have a parsar. We can't listen to Bhagavad. I can't sit down for puja. Why? That is what you're supposed to be doing when somebody dies. You're supposed to be more prayerful. Find Bhagwan. Ask somebody some questions. Listen to bhajans. Observe your rituals. The question is asked, where is all your relatives and what are they doing? Are they praying? for your Atma to elevate. And if they're not doing that, then there are consequences. And so what happens? In less than 6 months, the soul reached a place called Kraunchya. Kraunchya. Unashanaka Kraunche Bhaktya Pindasta Sadeyakam. The Garud Puran tells you the journey of the soul. This is called the journey of the soul. And having eaten the rice ball, if any is prepared, or prayers are done for them, they rest there for a while, and they leave for a Vichitra Nagaram. As they go, they lament and things like that. And where do I go? Kuvayami nahika mijevitam. Kuvagami. Where do I go? Oh, my life, a dead man cannot revive again. At that point in time, the soul laments. What do I do? Why have I not done good on this earth? Too late for that. But those who are on this earth, there's a chance for you to not change the journey of the soul, but to appease the soul. Where do I go? Oh, my life, a dead man cannot revive again. Thus lamenting, he goes on, the soul goes on. Vichitranagar is ruled by King Vichitra. That's the place. They go to the 6th month. If Pindadan is given, good. Then Mata Bhrata Pita Putra Kopi Me Vartate Baha Yoma Mudware Papam Patanta Dukasagare. The soul is asked by Vichitra, the gatekeeper of the 6th region. Do your brother, your son, your parents, whoever the case is, do your brother, son, parents, or anyone who exists, are they observing any sadhana for you? Sadhana means any fasting for you, any prayers for you. When we do fasting, when we fast on Ekadashi, when we fast on Purnima, when we fast on Mahashivratri, Navratri is coming up, Monday when we fast, Sunday rather, when we fast Navratri for starting Sunday to the following Monday, please sponsor a session for Navratri. It's very important. The Pitris become happy. The Pitris become elevated when prayers are done. You're not praying for yourself, you're praying for your lineage, my friends. That's how important prayers are in our lives. And then they go to a place called Vaitarani. There's a place called Vaitarani where it's 100 yojanas long, miles and miles long. It is full of pus and very impure things. And that is where a boatman is there, and they ask, have you treated cows well in your life? I know when people die, you hurry to give a gold cow and thing to finalize things. Have you had respect for cows in your life? I want to be too graphic again here, but have we have respect for cows in our life? In the life of a Hindu, if you can afford it, Gaudan is important. The gift of a cow is important. On Durga Ashtami, which is a Sunday coming next Sunday, I am working to bring in a Gaumata, a cow in outside, so that you can have some blessings. Pandit Shekharji's guru, his shishya, one of them, they made a Gaushala, what you call a cow pen, a little bit north of here. And they're all cows from India. Not Canadian cows, you know, the one with the big thing in the back. Indian cows. Beautiful. So I met the Gaushala man at a temple. Panditji and I went, and he gave me a bottle of milk. The thing come direct from the cow. It's not 2% and 3%. Direct from the cow. You see, when we boil the thing, oh God. You see the cream on top, the cow cream, you know the cream? Thick and nice. This is a cow mata, not a Canadian cow. Mother cow in India. If you how the cream thick and nice, of course you eat that, you know what's gonna happen. You know, you throw some sugar upon on top, you mix them up like this, huh? Oh God. But the milk, it was so beautiful. Pure Gaumata doodh. So I asked him for a little bit. You know, you can bring out a mandir, make some Puran thing and block up people's arteries. There you go. But we're working to have a Gaumata cow to come here, so on Ashtami Day we can do some puja. Hopefully it will happen. I don't know. the Lord's will. Have you given cow and so on, gaudan, all these things. Tomorrow we'll continue a little bit on this, but basically what happens, as you go, the soul goes to each city within that year. It is asked, what have you done? What good have you done? What have you given? Who have you elevated? Have you prayed? Have you done yajna? Have you done puja? You remember what happened to Karna? And this is how we finish tonight. Karna was one of the Pandavas, technically, and he was a dani, he was a giver, but he always gave gold. He only gave gold. And when he died and he went up, Bhagwan, Indra, Yamraj, and so they did not give him food. And he says, what? I'm such a great giver, Prabhu. Why cannot I not be given food? He says, Karna, you have given everything in life, but you forgot to feed people. You forgot to feed. You can give gold and whatever, but you forgot to give people food. You forgot to feed the Brahmins. And a Brahmana, a living Brahmana who absorbs Brahman lives, comes and eats at your home. Don't take it for granted. It's a blessing. You have not fed the Brahmanas. Karna says, no. Yamdev, you must give me an opportunity to go back and to feed the Brahmanas and feed the people. It was then that the Yamraj made an exception and gave Karna back his life to go in the period of Pitripaksh for 2 weeks to feed people. Karna came back on this earth and he fed people for 2 weeks in the period of Pitripaksh. And that's why when he went back to the heavens, he was fed. So important it is to do these little things. Do good to everybody, however best you can do. And if you can't do good, don't do bad. Sometimes the best thing to do is nothing. Because if you can't afford to do good, if you can't afford to buy a bottle of water to somebody, don't give them poison. You understand? Kabhi pyase ko pani pilaya nahi, baad amrit pilane se kya fayda. Kabhi girte hue to uthaya nahi, baad aasu bahane se kya fayda. Pandit ji? Kabhi pyase ko pani pilaya nahi. When someone is thirsty, but you didn't buy water for them, baad amrit pilane se kya fayda? Why you go offer honey when they're dead for? You can't buy a bottle of water when they're alive. Why give them honey when they're dead? Kabhi girte hue to uthaya nahi. When people are falling in life, you fail to give them a hand to lift them up. Baad aasu bahane se kya fayda? Where are you going to go fight to lift the coffin for when they're dead? Right? There's a big fight. Who will lift the coffin? Right? Treat people with respect. Treat people well. We will never ever agree with everybody in this world. Y'all know that by now. We will never ever like everybody in this world. But please at least be respectful, because disrespect stains your soul. Disrespect stains your soul. It is not something that we want to do. I want to thank all of you for coming tonight. I hope you're enjoying Garud Puran, because it is different from Katha. It is discussion, information, fun, and it is knowing things that are important to us all. This evening, I want to thank my beloved sister Oma and her siblings for being our Shrota. As I mentioned before, they recently experienced the loss of their mother a few months ago, Auntie Radhika, and they're going through that process of observing whatever they need to do in the name of their mother. It is our prayer that her Atma embrace Paramatma. I've told them, and I've told many people, it is one of the most joyful last rites I have done for somebody in my life. It was just filled with satisfaction, you know. You watch how the children, at the viewing, at the wake, at the funeral, everything, the way they let their mother go with dignity. It was just so beautiful and very, very fulfilling. And I told all of them this. I said that, you know, it reflects, you know, when someone dies, it reflects how you have lived. It reflects how you have lived. It's funny that we pray for somebody to rest in peace when they die. but we fail to live in peace. You gotta live in peace. You gotta live with love. And that's what they have done. It's a family that is filled with laughter, filled with joy, and just a lot of positive energy. It is always a blessing to be among them and with them. And today I'm so happy that we can say prayers and puja for Auntie Radhika and their ancestors as well in this temple. Bhagwan's blessings to all of you, always, for doing the right things in the name of your dharma. Bole Shri Krishna Chand Bhagwan ki. All those who have prasad to offer, please come up now on the altar. Panditji will help you to offer the prasad. I'll sing a bhajan while you're doing this. Everybody is invited to come on the altar just to take the darshan of the Lord. Put a flower, put a fruit. Just go and offer yourself to the Lord, put a dakshina, whatever it is that you want to do to Bhagwan. Bole Shri Krishna Chandra Bhagavan ki jai, Siya Bhaj Chandra ki jai. Let me see if anybody remember this song. Na main Bhagwan hoon, na main shaitan hoon. Eh, Panditji? ना मैं भगवान हूँ ना मैं शैतान हूँ दुनिया जो चाहे समझे मैं तो which movie? मैं तो इंसान हूँ. Which movie? Mother India. It is saying ना मैं भगवान हूँ ना मैं शैतान हूँ. I'm not Bhagwan, I'm not a demon either. दुनिया जो चाहे समझे, whatever the world thinks of me, I'm just a human being. ना? मुझ में भलाई भी मुझ में बुराई भी लाखों है मैल दिल में तोरी सफाई भी. I have some goodness in me and I have some wickedness as well, the bhajan is saying. Na? And it just shows us we're all human beings and we're aspiring to be divine. ना मैं भगवान हूँ ना मैं शैतान हूँ दुनिया जो चाहे समझे मैं तो इंसान हूँ. ना मैं भगवान हूँ ना मैं शैतान हूँ दुनिया जो चाहे समझे मैं तो इंसान हूँ. मुझ में भलाई भी मुझ में बुराई भी लाखों है मैल दिल में थोड़ी सफाईगी. थोड़ा सा ही नेक हूँ थोड़ा बेईमान हूँ दुनिया जो चाहे समझे मैं तो इंसान हूँ. ना मैं भगवान हूँ ना मैं शैतान हूँ. जीवन की गीत है सुर में न ताल में उंगली है सारी दुनिया रोती की जाल में. जीवन की गीत है सुर में न ताल में उंगली है सारी दुनिया रोती की जाल में. कैसा अंधेर है भी हैरान हूँ दुनिया जो चाहे समझे मैं तो इंसान हूँ. ना मैं भगवान हूँ ना मैं शैतान हूँ दुनिया जो चाहे समझे मैं तो इंसान हूँ. दुनिया जो चाहे समझे मैं तो इंसान हूँ. दुनिया जो चाहे समझे मैं तो इंसान हूँ. मोह लागी लगन मोह लागी लगन मोह लागी लगन. मोहे लागी लगन हरि दर्शन की हरि दर्शन की. मोहे लागी लगन हरि दर्शन की हरि दर्शन की मोह लागी लगन। विश्व विधाता मंगलदाता मंगलदाता, विश्व विधाता मंगलदाता मंगलदाता, विनय सुनो अब दीनन की, हा विनय सुनो अब दीनन की, मोहे लागी लगन हरि दर्शन की, हरि दर्शन की मोहे लागी लगन। सरबस ले लो दर्शन दे दो, दर्शन दे दो, सरबस ले लो दर्शन दे दो, दर्शन दे लो, बलि ले लो इस जीवन की, आ बलि ले लो इस जीवन की, मोहे लागी लगन हरि दर्शन की, हरि दर्शन की मोहे लागी लगन, हरि दर्शन की, हरि दर्शन की मोहे लागी लगन, मोहे लागी लगन, मोहे लागी लगन। बोले श्री कृष्ण चंद्र भगवान की। We're inviting all of you to come tomorrow evening as we finish our Garud Puran Katha. I think we have to extend this to longer days next year because every year it keeps getting shorter and there's so much to say. But tomorrow we finish off. We talk about the virtue of Tarpan. You must come and listen to that, and also the greatness of Yamdev. We'll talk a little bit about the Yam Stuti. So come and let's finish it off nicely. We have sponsors tomorrow as well, families who will be participating in the pujas. If you want to come early to listen to Vishnu Sahasranam by Panditji, it's very good for ancestors as well. Please come and do so. Saturday morning, we do a shrad ceremony here downstairs in the auditorium. Pindadan, Tarpan, Pratana, purification, Havan. We come upstairs and we do a little Gita as well. So this is an opportunity that you really don't get a lot. So we're encouraging you to come on out and join with us in this Shrad ceremony. How can you do that? Please go to our website, bhavanishankarmandir.com. Click on Garud Puran. You must register to come because that's how we prepare for you. As anything else, there's a cost associated with it. A donation as requested. You can do that online as well. Bhagwan's blessings to all of you. And then Amavasya, that's the last day of Shrad on Saturday. Please do some good, give some charity and so on. And then Sunday we start, Sunday evening is Navratri. Morning time we have satsang, but Sunday evening is Navratri. And we like to kindly request our community to sponsor the services. This is how temples operate, as you all know. We depend on the community for their help. And I would like to have a shrota every evening, as we usually do. Some evenings will have more than some, fine. But please hop on, become a shrota, and let us praise the Devi. This year, last year we did not do our Bhairavi Puja, but this year we're doing our Bhairavi Puja by 8 girls from the temple. We do it with different age every year. So that is happening next Saturday. Please follow the flyers. It has the notable dates. When it's Panchami, Lalita Panchami. When it's Shashti for the children. On the Friday night, next week Friday night, we're doing 108 times chanting of the Kunjika Stotram. That starts from 10 p.m. and finishes like 3 in the morning. So it's a sadhana. That's what we're here for. Burn the body, burn the karmic calories. The Saturday is Bhairavi, and then the Sunday is Ashtami. So follow the things. I will post after Amavasya the colors that we'll be dressing the Devi with. So if you decide to or want, you don't have to, you can choose to do that as well. Dress with the color. God bless all of you. Please let us stand for Aarti. Everybody is invited to do Aarti. Yani kani cha papani janmantar kritani cha tani sarvani nashyanti pradakshinam pade pade. Om Jai Jagadish Hare Swami Jai Jagadish Hare Jai Jagadish Hare Swami Jai Jagadish Hare. भक्त जनों के संकट दास जनों के संकट क्षण में दूर करे. ओम जय जगदीश हरे. जो ध्यावे फल पावे दुख बिन से मन का. स्वामी दुख बिन से मन का. सुख संपत्ति घर आवे धन संपत्ति घर आवे कष्ट मिटे तन का. ओम जय जगदीश हरे. मात पिता तुम मेरे शरण गहूँ मैं किसकी. स्वामी शरण गहूँ मैं किसकी. तुम बिन और न दूजा प्रभु बिन और न दूजा. आश करूं जिसकी. ओम जय जगदीश हरे. तुम पूरण परमात्मा तुम अंतर्यामी. स्वामी तुम अंतर्यामी. पार ब्रह्म परमेश्वर पार ब्रह्म परमेश्वर तुम सबके स्वामी. ओम जय जगदीश हरे. तुम करुणा के सागर तुम पालन करता. स्वामी तुम पालन करता. मैं मूर्ख कल कामी मैं सेवक तुम स्वामी. कृपा करो भरता. ओम जय जगदीश हरे. तुम हो एक अगोचर सबके प्राणपति. स्वामी सबके प्राणपति. किस विध मिलो दया में किस विध मिलो दया में तुमको मैं कुमति. ओम जय जगदीश हरे. दीन बंधु दुख हरता ठाकुर तुम मेरे. स्वामी रक्षक तुम मेरे. अपने हाथ उठाओ अपने शरण लगाओ द्वार परा तेरे. ओम जय जगदीश हरे. विषय विकार मिटाओ पाप हरो देवा. स्वामी कष्ट हरो देवा. श्रद्धा भक्ति बढ़ावो श्रद्धा प्रेम बढ़ावो संतन की सेवा। ओम जय जगदीश हरे। तन मन धन सब है तेरा, स्वामी सब कुछ है तेरा। तेरा तुझको अर्पण, तेरा तुझको समर्पण, क्या लागे मेरा। ओम जय जगदीश हरे। ओम जय जगदीश हरे। ओम जय जगदीश हरे। कर्पूर गौरम करुणावतारम संसार सारम भुजगेन्द्रहारम सदा वसन्तं हृदयारविन्दे भवं भवानी सहितं नमामि। त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव, त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखा त्वमेव, त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव, त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव देव। सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनां, सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः, सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुदेवो महेश्वरः, गुरु साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय, मृत्योर्मामृतं गमय। ओम शांति 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 हरि ओम। बोले गणपति भगवान की, पवन सुत हनुमान की, सियाभज रामचंद्र की, श्री कृष्ण चंद्र भगवान की, गुरु महाराज की, सत्य सनातन धर्म की। सब कोई जय जय। ओम धौ शांतिरंतरिक्षं शांति, पृथ्वी शांतिरापा शांति, औषधयः शांति, वनस्पतय शांति, विश्वदेव शांति, ब्रह्मा शांति, सर्वगं शांति शांतिरेव। शांति सामा शांतिरेधि सुशांतिर्भवतु। ओम शांति 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 हरि ओम। तत्सत। Please take Aarti, Chanamrit, Prasad, and Bhojan is prepared downstairs. We'd like to ask, as soon as you receive Aarti, if you can leave the temple. There's, as you can see there, we are starting to change the Murti clothes now, so they start for that end, and we gotta come slowly. We can only do it in the night. So if you can leave the temple to go downstairs, so they can begin this work, that would be great. God bless all of you, everyone. Please have a meal from the temple before you go. And I will see all of you tomorrow evening at the temple again. Inviting all of you online as well. All of you are watching. So good to see all of you. And if you can come on out to the temple and come with us on Saturday morning to do Tarpan, we would really very much like to see you to participate in this very ancient ritual of Shrad, Karma and Tarpan. Jai Sitaram, everyone. Jai Sitaram.